Hello, and welcome to your free instant webinar. I'm Carla M. Jones, your host, founder of the Optimal Health Factor and creator of the 12-week Lose Weight, Feel Great program. Today, I want to share with you a key factor that is often overlooked when talking about weight management. But first, I'd like to take a minute to give you a quick introduction into my 12-week program and myself. If you've tried all of those commercial diets, you know the ones that are trendy, they get all the marketing buzz and the celebrities, the ones that come as pre-packaged programs where everyone has the exact same rules to follow, then my 12-week Lose Weight, Feel Great program is completely different. If you're here now, I'd bet that those other diets didn't work for you. You probably lost some weight while you were on the diet, but then gained it all back when you stopped. Because those diets are hard to keep up with, overly demanding, and unrealistic. Does that sound about right? Maybe you're one of those people who eats fairly healthy, goes to the gym, and still can't take the weight off. Maybe you want to go to the gym, but can't afford the time it takes to work out. I know what that's like. I'm a single mom with 3 small kids. The last time I went to the gym, it was 2 hours of my day for a 45-minute workout. I can do that once in a while, but not 3 times a week. I'm going to tell you how this program is different, how you'll get back control of your weight and your health, and why you just can't pass up this opportunity. But first, I'd like to tell you a little bit more about myself. I think it's important that you know me because, after all, we'll be working closely together over the next 12 weeks. I was born in Montreal, Canada, into a Portuguese family. If you've ever been to Portugal, or anywhere else in the Mediterranean, you'll know what I'm talking about. Otherwise, let me tell you this. Family reunions are all about food. Growing up, there was always more food than people at the table. And the desserts, oh my. Let's not even go there. Fast forward to my adulthood. I decided to go backpacking around the world when I was 18. For a year, I worked my way through New Zealand and Australia so that I could pay my way through Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, and Fiji. It was a great learning experience, and I walked away with a notebook of recipes and meal ideas that awoke my senses and turned me into a real foodie. Back in Canada, I became a student of programming. This was just before the big dot-com bust, and I dreamt of being a computer whiz like Angelina Jolie in the movie Hackers. At the time, in my early 20s, I spent countless hours in front of a computer screen writing endless hours of code. Well, anyways, as a natural-born problem solver, I loved it. As a young hip girl full of life, having just returned from walking around Southeast Asia and dreaming of future travel adventures in the open air, my life as a programmer bored me like nothing else, and I would literally fall asleep while typing. Everything I ate gave me a good rush, and an even bigger crash, which caused me to eat more and drink more, of course. My diet for about 1 year was fast food lunches, I mean the really crappy cheap stuff, and caffeinated cola by the gallon. And my dinners were made up of bar food like burgers and chicken wings. My favorite were battered, deep fried, and served up with 911 suicide sauce. God, that was good. My weight shot up by 40 pounds, and I had convinced myself it was just genetics. My mom's weight had also changed when she was 22, but she'd had a baby, and I'd had a full rack of ribs and a half chicken for dinner. Now, I'm not very tall, but I got up to 170 pounds that year, a size 11, if you're talking about US sizes. It wasn't until I moved into my own apartment and had a change of jobs, one that gave me more time away from a computer screen, that I started reviewing my travel food notes and became a true foodie once again. In 3 months, I'd lost 70 pounds, was down to a size 0, and was fairly fit considering I'd never had a gym membership. Over the years, my love for food took me to quit my career in IT and go to Cordon Bleu to become a culinary and pastry chef. It was a tough year. I think everyone in my class put on about 30 pounds in 9 months. We did use copious amounts of butter every day, after all. The only girl who remained slim was a colleague who'd studied nutrition, and that planted the seed of interest in me. I'd already lived in Toronto, Barcelona, and the south of France, collecting traditions and recipes everywhere I went. After working as a chef for about 2 years in Madrid, teaching culinary technique classes and hosting my own TV show, I received some bad news. I had a friend whose 3 kids were the same age as my 3 kids. I hadn't seen her at school after the summer holidays, so I dropped her a text message. Hi, Lucia. How are you? Are you still on holidays, you lucky bum? When can we get together for coffee? The response, Lucia is dead. What? This had to be a joke, right? How could that be? She was fine a month ago. Maybe she was in a car accident. A couple of days later, her husband called me. It had taken him 2 days to calm down his 9-year-old son, who had picked up my text message. Lucia had died of cancer. It was sudden, aggressive, and she didn't want anyone to know. She didn't want any pity. As you can imagine, I cried for days. It could have been me. How were her kids handling this? How would my kids have survived it? Was there anything that could have been done to prevent this? In my head, I started thinking of all the things we do to ourselves that lead us down these unhealthy paths. Smoking, drinking, eating fast food, and gallons of caffeinated cola. I decided that maybe I should look into a nutrition program. And as if the universe was leading me down that path, that night, I had a nutritionist amongst my students, and we spoke for 2 hours after class about becoming involved in nutrition. Now, I'm a certified nutritional counselor, as well as a health and wellness coach. The food we eat in my house is delicious, exotic, and healthy, and my grocery bill hasn't gone up. My kids are happy, healthy, and they choose healthy options over sugary and processed foods. I'm a single mom of 3 living in Ireland now, with very limited support, and I can provide a healthy diet and lifestyle for my kids without spending hours in the kitchen or breaking my budget. And I'm only 100 pounds. So I'd like to tell you that by taking this course, you are going to lose weight. I'd love to tell you that you too are going to lose 70 pounds in 3 months. I'd love to tell you that, like me, you are going to have kids who gobble up kale by the boatload and plead with you to make broccoli, salmon, and barley for dinner. But I can't do that, because the only way this program is going to work is if you are 100% committed to it. I mean, you have to be absolutely fed up with your status quo and ready to give it your all. If you're not 100% committed, then there's always a percentage chance that your results are going to be less than your goals. So let me ask you this. Are you fed up with the fight against your body, your time, your effort, and your diet? You're not alone. I want to make sure this 12-week program is fun and successful because I want you to have fun achieving your goals and being successful. Your happiness makes me happy. It's not easy, and I know from experience that the toughest challenge to face when changing our eating habits is thinking about having to let go of all of our favorite foods. Around the world, food is tied into our culture, our traditions, our family, and it's a way for us to identify with ourselves. We are what we eat, right? I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. I don't want you to sacrifice a single thing, food, time, or money. It's all valuable to you, and it's important that you remain comfortable with the changes you want to make. If you don't have time for the gym, that's okay. I'd much rather you spend that time with your family or your community. You can't afford organic food or the latest diet craze superfoods? That's okay too. Save your money. Spend it on a nice, restful vacation for yourself. I want to make this as easy and as painless as it can be because that's the only way you are going to keep coming back to me every week for 12 weeks and then continue on your beautiful, healthy, and happy life for years to come. It's selfish, I know. Truly, I want you to remember me as the one who helped you become the person you want to be, on your terms. It is possible. And I want to show you how. So let's start by tackling the number one problem with society today. True of almost every human being on the planet. That's a 7 billion person problem, and it's literally growing every day. I'm going to explain why it's a big problem, how it affects your weight, and give you some easy and simple ways to counteract it. You might not want to do every single action I suggest, but even just doing one of them is going to make a big difference. Can you guess what that problem is? Some of you may be rolling your eyes right now thinking, here goes another one, talking about sugar, sleep, or GMO foods. Those are all important issues, but right now I'm talking about something far more sinister, far more silent, and far more detrimental to our health. Stress. Stress is so dangerous to our health that we could talk about it for days, and sure enough, we will review its negative effects on our health, and especially our body's ability to lose weight, in the 12-week program. But for now, let's just highlight some of the more important parts. For starters, there are two types of stress. There's good stress, also called eustress, and there's bad stress, also called distress. Eustress is stress. You can put your body through all sorts of stress, like setting a goal and working your butt off to achieve it. If you get a positive feeling from it, if you feel good about what you're doing, then that stress is positive, and this is actually a good thing for your body. You feel more connected, more confident, more loved. Distress, on the other hand, has a negative effect on your body. The difference between eustress and distress is your emotional takeaway from the stressful experience. And seeing a stress as a positive experience is the key difference in the kind of effect that stress will have on you. Let me give you an example. If you're a parent, you may have had those moments where all of your kids are crying and screaming for something at the same time. One of them is sick, the other has been writing on the wall with permanent marker, the oven timer is ringing, and while getting yourself a glass of water, it slipped and broke, and now you've got broken glass all over the kitchen. Stressful, right? Every parent has experienced some variation of this at some point in their lives. How do you feel about it? If it's all just part of the job, well, where you accept this as part of the process, congratulations, you're doing great. You've taken a stressful situation and made it a positive for yourself. This helps you to feel closer to your kids, more committed to their happiness, and likely help you to live a longer, more fulfilled life. If you go nuts yourself, are just about ready to pull your hair out before storming out of the house screaming, "I can't take this anymore, get me out of here," then that stress is a negative and charges your body with a shutdown mechanism that starts to work your body against you. Don't worry, we've all been there. I've got 3 small kids myself, remember? I've been there dozens of times, if not hundreds. But not every time is a distressful experience, and doing the key action steps below is a great determinant of whether a chaotic moment with my kids turns out to be a good stress or a bad stress. You see, distress is such a powerful force that when we are stressed out, in fact, we are shutting down loads of basic functions that our body needs to function properly. Our immune system stops protecting us against bacteria. Our heart beats faster, our digestive system changes its digestive processes, which may lead us to stop eating altogether, causing our bodies to have to go into starvation mode, which, contrary to how it sounds, is actually a good way for our bodies to gain weight. Or the sugar in our blood becomes unbalanced and sends us messages to eat more. These come as cravings for sugary or salty foods. You see, being in a stress situation puts our bodies in a fight or flight state. This is very basic instinct that would have been useful to our hunter-gatherer ancestors. But in our modern, safe world, where we don't have any saber-toothed tigers to fight, that same reaction causes our bodies to inhibit what is called the peristalsis in our gastrointestinal tract. In other words, it slows digestion down. And when that happens, it means our bodies take longer to excrete the garbage it eats, and it fills our bloodstream with more than it needs as a precaution for lean times ahead. And this causes us to gain weight. Stress is one of the main factors in what is now called lifestyle diseases. These are diseases that can be prevented by choices we make every day and the lifestyle we choose to live. Stress has a negative effect on cardiovascular diseases such as high blood pressure and high blood cholesterol. It is linked to common neuropsychological disorders such as anxiety, depression, insomnia, eating disorders, and substance abuse like alcohol and smoking. It is extremely influential in hormonal disorders like mood swings, hormonal imbalances, headaches, hypoglycemia, and thyroid abnormalities. And then it can also induce other types of diseases such as certain cancers, irritable bowel syndrome, gastrointestinal disorders, allergies, peptic ulcers, and, of course, obesity. Now, do you see a common link with all of those diseases? Yes, that's right, your weight. In other words, the food you eat and the activity level you perform are also key factors in all of these diseases. It's not a direct correlation. Being stressed out doesn't automatically mean you'll be overweight, but the two work very closely hand in hand to be each other's aggravator or helper. Keep in mind that some things we eat and drink actually add stress to our bodies, like caffeine and sugar. In other words, the food you eat and the level of activity in your life has an important effect on how you handle stress. And how you handle stress has important repercussions on your weight, your health, your mental state, and your life. Because as discussed earlier, EUSTRESS, or good stress, is actually good for us. So if you've tried loads of diets with little or short-lasting results, this too is a form of stress. We are all different, and there isn't any one diet that will work for everyone. That's why my 12-week program concentrates on knowledge, and you make the choices that you want to make to achieve the results that you want. If you think this stress might be getting in the way of your ideal weight, try one of the following steps to reduce the amount of stress in your life. At the very least, it will make you feel better, more relaxed, and more in control when the going gets tough. It may also be the missing link in allowing your body to relax, digest better, and start you losing weight. Ready for my tips? Okay, here we go. Take 5 to 10 minutes a day to concentrate on your breathing. It's a simple thing to do. Sit comfortably, your back straight, and just breathe. Visualize your breath coming from deep in your belly and out through your mouth. Then, in through your nose and back down into your belly. Over time, doing this on a daily basis for just 5 to 10 minutes a day, especially when you wake up, is enough to calm the mind for the entire day, giving you more internal peace when things get rough. Eat a colorful meal or a whole food snack every 2.5–3 hours during the day. When you look at your plate, look for color. Color means vegetables and fruits and fish and grains. And a whole food snack means something that hasn't been industrialized, refined, or processed. Think fruit, nuts, unsalted and unsweetened, of course, raw vegetables, natural and sweetened yogurt, etc. Why every 2.5–3 hours? Because this will help your blood sugar levels to stay stabilized, meaning less cravings, less mood swings, more patience, and a stronger, more positive mindset to help you get through stressful moments. Sleep at least 7 hours a day, primordial to allowing your body to rest, recover, and restart the next day full of energy and strength. Additionally, a good rule of thumb from our grandparents is to never go to bed on the same day you'll be waking up. That means bedtime before midnight, party animals. Investigate intolerances and sensitivities. That's right, an intolerance to a certain food may be making you more irritable, thus creating stress in what would otherwise be a benign situation. And as an added bonus, those sensitivities may also be adding to your weight challenges. Some intolerances, sensitivities, and allergies aren't obvious, so it's a good thing to get them checked out with your doctor. Cut out, or at least reduce, the amount of high-stress foods, coffee, alcohol, smoking, salty snacks, sweet snacks, overprocessed foods, junk food, fast food. All of these have a very negative effect on your body, making you less capable of handling stressful situations. And most importantly, if you can't change a stressful situation, change your perspective on it. As mentioned above, good stress is a good thing. This is just a glimpse at how to manage stress. There are loads more ways to do so, some easier, some harder, and we'll be reviewing all of them over the 12-week course because stress is an important factor to consider in your body's ability to digest, metabolize, and store the vitamins and nutrients you need to be the ideal you. Stop dieting, start eating, and living your way to becoming the you that you want to be. I'm not saying it's going to be a cakewalk the whole way through, but you do get to decide where you'll concentrate your efforts and how you'll execute each step. And if you get stuck, if you need an extra push, if resistance takes over, that's okay. I'm here for you. I've had my own share of adversity in my life. Life is tough, and the most difficult bits to get through happen when we've worked really hard on something that never seems to happen. A goal we can't reach, or even worse in my opinion, getting the positive results we worked so hard on, only to see it all go out the window a few months later. Weight loss programs, commercial diets, and radical eating habits are a great example of this. We get motivated, we follow a new lifestyle religiously for a little while, then we give up when we can't keep the motivation up anymore, or when it becomes easier to just forget our goals. This is why my 12-week program is different. My 12-week program is encouraging and motivational, educational, and fun. As a nutritional counselor, I'll be arming you with the latest information in nutrition. As a chef, I'll be providing you with top-notch recipes that are delicious and easy to prepare, and most importantly, doable no matter what your budget might be. As an NLP practitioner, each class will also be full of confidence building self-motivating goal-achieving techniques so that you can grow and develop the real you that's waiting to shine. And as a health coach, my focus is on you, and only you. You'll be given every tool to succeed, you'll be taught everything you need to know, and you'll be given every opportunity to do it in a way that works for you. Freedom plus knowledge plus support equals effortless success. I'm sick of feeling like everyone is telling me what to do. I'm tired of everyone else's advice on how to run my life. My life isn't always perfect. I have doubts and sadness and difficult moments like everyone else. The last thing any one of us needs is an overly stringent diet that sets unreasonable goals and makes us feel worse when we can't keep up. It's okay if you feel the same way. We're human. And that's why with this program, you also get a free coaching session with me. Because I know that change is tough and it's easy to become demotivated. And knowing that you've got someone there who's holding you accountable to your success and happiness is often the push we need to keep going. So in addition to a fun, delicious, educational, life-changing 12 weeks where we'll be working on achieving your weight goals, I'll also be working on the you that you want to be, the strong, take no prisoners, I can do anything, rock star that you are. When you sign up, you'll get one weekly live webinar for 12 weeks. You can watch it live and get in some extra question time, and you can also watch them on replay at your convenience. You'll get unlimited email support because if you have a doubt, a question, or a suggestion, I want to hear about it and I will answer it personally. And unique to my program, you'll get one free coaching session with me to hash out any resistance or specific question you might have. You'll also receive awesome tools to keep you motivated and on track, recipes and meal plans to help you along on those days where you're just too tired to figure out what to eat, and help you stay away from that grab-and-go junk food that's in your cupboard. And additionally, you'll get instant access to a private Facebook group where we'll all be working together, sharing ideas, helping each other, and providing support, holding each other accountable, and celebrating our wins. I know change is hard, but it is doable. You can lose weight and feel great and be the person you want to be. All you have to do is sign up below. You might have tried many other programs and diets in the past, but if you're watching this now, it's because it didn't work out, and you've reverted back to the you of before. I can show you how to get what you want and keep it off permanently. I can show you how to turn new healthy, weight-conscious habits from a chore you keep forgetting to a lifestyle that comes naturally to you. I can show you how to be the after picture permanently. It's up to you. It's your success, your life, your body, your health, and it's in your hands. Before I sign off, I'd like you to do one thing for me. Close your eyes, take a deep breath. Picture yourself 3 months from now. Are you the before or the after picture of yourself? I can't wait to work with you. Sign up now.